Yep, you read that correctly. I prefer my hardtail to my Rocky Mountain full suspension e-bike. How's that even possible? Here's why. Oh my word, it's cold today. First of all, I want to do a big shout out to Hallmark Trails and Ragley Bikes, their Facebook forums. You guys have provided me with some excellent thoughts on why you love hardtails so much, and also some great pictures. You'll see them all dotted throughout the video, so thanks very much for your help on this. Really helps the video.
Nice. Yeah, get in.
One of the big reasons for doing this is cost. I mean, during the winter months, my e-bike cost me a fortune to run. You know, I go through chains, cassettes, that bloody spider clutch non-stop. With the cost of living how it is at the moment, I just can't justify the cost of running that and another bike during the winter. So yeah, that's been a big one for me, to be honest with you. Actually, before buying the Blue Pig, in my basket I actually had a Ribble gravel bike ready to go. Had it all ordered pretty much, all sizing, everything done. I just wanted a bike which I could sort of take around on the moors or on the canals, just a general hack of a bike, one that I could improve my fitness on really, and not care too much about, if that makes sense. Just a hack bike. Well, Jason found out, and in his own, you know, usual polite words, which I can't really share on here, he told me about a hardtail and said, why don't I start considering that? Just as good as a gravel bike, better, because it can do more. Got me thinking enough that I went away and got a hardtail, obviously. I mean, I'm fairly new to bike riding. I've probably done it for 3 years, seriously, if you can call what I do seriously, on the mountain bikes, and I genuinely just like riding bikes. So the hardtail made sense as well. I've never really tried one. So what all this fuss is about, because you speak to anybody who's had a hardtail, they are die-hard lovers of them. That never goes away. Even if they've got a full bounce and they haven't got a hardtail, they still love the hardtail experience, definitely. Look at Mark when we did, where was it, Carbrook? First time he jumped on mine. What was it, a month later? He's got a hardtail. Just you, Jonathan, hurry up. I mean, for me, it's kind of like back to basics riding on the hardtail. There is no rear suspension to get you out of trouble. You know, I've never really ridden a hardtail prior to this, so I didn't know what they were about. Ed in the comments, he hit the nail on the head when he said that marketing really does convince you that you must have a full suspension mountain bike, when actually a good hardtail is more than capable of anything that you can throw at it. It's way above my skill level, that's for sure. Reliability as well. You know, if you've had an e-bike, you'll know for definite they break a lot, and you're waiting for parts to arrive, and you just can't ride if you haven't got a second bike. The hardtail doesn't have any of that issue. It is simplistic. You know, there's a fork, there's no rear suspension to faff around, you've got your chain, it's just basics. It works every time you get on it. That's already a massive win for me. A big win. If the hardtail needs fixing, any of your local bike shops can do it, if not yourself. You know, with Rocky, you do have to use those specialised dealers for certain things. And that limits you, and it also delays when things get fixed. Don't get me wrong, Alan's fantastic at zero bikes and he really does sort me out. If I can take it to a local shop, a bit quicker really, isn't it?
Get in!
I mean, I even entered a race on my hardtail at One Giant Leap. I came 10th out of 10 for those riders that finished. There were some that didn't finish, so I'd like to think I came above them, but probably not. But I would never have done that before. A few of the Facebook members pointed this out, and it's true. The hardtail makes a boring trail a more interesting trail. I find I ride steeper trails probably a little bit better on the hardtail. I'm not too sure whether that's the geometry on the bike, because it is slack, there's no doubt about that. But what I do find, it's a lot easier to stop. It's lighter, more manoeuvrable. You know, when you're dropping into a steep one on an e-bike, for me anyway, and I'm no great rider as we all know, you committed, because that weight's taking you down, especially if it's in the wet. On the hardtail, I just feel like I've got that bit more control and I can choose my lines that little bit better. Probably builds a confidence. And then when I do go back and try it on the full sus, I usually find I hit it a lot more confidently and better than I would do if I hadn't ridden it before on the hardtail. Is that waffling? I don't know, but that's what I think anyway. Right, walking back home now. You're better connected to the trail. You feel every single bump that's on that trail. Your legs are your suspension. And with my little chubby legs, well, it's probably about 90mm suspension, but you do get bounced all over the place. So yeah, I fully get that. You feel better connected to the trails, 100%. But that also makes you choose your lines better. And that's where that progression really comes in for myself without even knowing it. You want to choose the smoothest line possible. And that is what I'm looking for on every single run down now. And then when you get back on your other bike, you actually find you're doing the same and you're quicker probably. Not saying I'm quick because, well, I'm just not quick, but a little bit quicker when I get back on it. Yeah. Means the falls are going to be harder though, doesn't it? Damn it. How quick are hardtails to clean compared to full suspension? Oh, anybody that knows me knows I like to clean the bike. There's no getting away from that. Probably a bit OCD on it, to be honest with you. I reckon that's probably saved me an hour and a half each time I'm cleaning it. That's good. This one's for you, Jonathan. I know what you're like and what we said to each other. Can't believe I'm going to say it. For some reason, I enjoy the climb. Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain, blowing out the backside when I'm going up there, thinking, what the hell am I doing? But when I get to the top, that sense of achievement, pride, yeah, I'm really happy that I've got that done. Love it. Feel like I've earned it a little bit more. And I'm not saying you don't earn it on an e-bike or a full bounce, etc. But for me, coming from an e-bike, going onto the hardtail, I feel like I've earned it more. Yeah. And maybe Daddy Belly, no, that's never going to go. I'm having food too much. So what am I doing with my Rocky? That's going nowhere. Love that bike way too much to get rid of it. You know, it's got a purpose as well. You know, if I go to places like the Reeking, Eastridge, One Giant Leap, anywhere where you can get the laps in, they are ideal. But on those bigger rides, I struggled with the weight of it, trying to get it over some 6-foot stile. It'd take 2 of us to do. That's not right. But the hardtail has made me start to consider, maybe I'll go for a half-fat e-bike. That new transition's looking sweet as. I would love a new e-bike as well, but the prices are going up and up and up. I mean, 12 grand for a bicycle. Get a life. That ain't happening. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. But what I'd like you to do, if you've even got this far, leave a comment below if you've got a hardtail. Why do you love your hardtail? And if you don't have one, have you ever considered getting one? Let us know, it'd be interesting to read. Right, thanks for watching. Take care and goodbye for now. I do live in a very pretty area now. This is Huddersfield Narrow Canal. Very nice. Titanic Spa over there if you want pampering. I need more than that. Classic moment by me there. Pressing my door to unlock the car. That's not my car. My car's over there. And that's my car at last. You know, I've never really ridden a hardtail prior to this. In fact, I hadn't. And there was a comment in there by Ed where he said that the marketing really does convince people that they need a full suspension mountain bike, when actually they really don't. You know, a hardtail is more than capable of what you can throw at it, as I found out from the steep stuff. I probably prefer it, to be honest with you. Really enjoy it on the steep stuff. Can see you there then. And it's back to basics riding. You know, there is no rear suspension, so you can't get away with it. I'll tell you what, this is busy around here. I'll try it. Yes. And there was a comment by Ed where he said that all the marketing convinces you to drop your fast like he did over there, but to get yourself a full suspension.